would be too strong. So
lots of excitement. With that, we'll introduce Miss Dina Taylor Seitz and our amazing young dancers. Shall we give them a round of applause? My dancers, over here.
Wait.
Whoops.
I want to welcome you. I am Dina Chambers, and I have had an awesome time with these students doing our version of Capella. And Taylor has been a great assistant with us, and we've actually had a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoy our version of Capella. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing, but we were practicing with the microphone today, and they decided they all wanted to say their name before they got started. So this was very fun. So I'm going to turn around, and when I put the microphone in front of your face, wouldn't that be over? No. So are you ready? Who wants to say their name now? Me. Okay. Hillary. Yes. Do you want to say it? Madison. Yes. Do you want to say it? I'll say it. Bethany. Yes. Okay. Anybody else change their mind? You've already done it. Okay, now I want you to go get your stuffed animal and your mustache and find self-space. Yes, your doll or stuffed animal. While they're gathering all of their things for the show to get started, they have numerous things, our sets, they help decorate. They've got parts of their costumes, they have props, and they're all in their boxes. And so before they leave today, make sure that they gather everything that's on the inside of their box, but the boxes stay here. So, are you ready? Yeah! All right, the story of Capella will begin. So once upon a time, a long time ago, there lived a man who was a doll maker. His name was Dr. Coppelius. He spent all of his days in his workshop making dolls. He also was an elderly man with a mustache. He would tend to his dolls day after day. And as he moved around the workshop, find your doll. Can you go to your doll now? Put your mustache on the floor. Up. And right. And left. And twirl. Go put your doll and your mustache by the mirror. And the ladies will get their books. The gentlemen will get their hat. You have to get to see all of our set changes and costume changes at the same time. Ladies, fine. Now there was one special doll that Dr. Coppelius had, and her name was Coppelia. And every day Dr. Coppelius would put her in a chair, push her out on the balcony. And all the people in the village thought she was a real live girl. But since she was a doll, she would focus on her book, and she didn't move at all. Now there was a young man named Franz, and one day Franz skipped into the village. And Franz was looking for his girlfriend, Swanilda. But he was captured and noticed Coppelia. And he began to blow kisses and wave. He went to all the Coppelias and tried to blow kisses and wave just to get her attention. And he moves from Coppelia to Coppelia, and it didn't work. But Swanilda skipped into the town looking for her boyfriend. And she saw Franz paid attention to Coppelia, so she was sad and she went home and Franz chased after her. Will you put your books over on the side? Will you put your books on the side, and it's going to be the next day. Now, it was the next day and all the village people were excited. And the bell was the time that all young gentlemen would ask their girlfriends to become their wife. So this was a time of excitement for the village. Dr. Coppelius was in his workshop, and all this noise disturbed him. So he decided he would take a walk. So he covered his ears, and as he left, he locked the door, put the key in his pocket, and it fell to the ground, but he didn't notice. But Swanilda and Franz were in the crowd, and they saw the key fall to the ground, and they went to it and they pointed. They picked up the key, and they unlocked the door, and they tiptoed inside the workshop. They were so excited to see all the dolls. They looked way up high. They looked way down low. There were dolls everywhere. Now Swanilda got the clever idea. She wanted to see some of the dolls dance. So clowns, Spanish soldiers, everybody go get your hat. Yes, bigger Spanish. Go to soft space. Make your angular shape. Now Swanilda got the idea that she was going to wind up the Spanish doll that she saw. So she goes around and she lines up the doll. And when she was done, the Spanish doll began to dance. Twirl around. It did leaps, it danced around all the other dolls. Spanish doll twirled. Then all of a sudden the doll goes slower and slower until she stopped. Now the next doll that Swanilda saw was the clown doll. Clown dolls can dance. Dance around all the dolls. You can do whatever you want. It's whatever kind of dance you want to do. The clown dolls move fast. In and out all the dolls. Some could be silly, some were just happy. The clown doll moved slower and slower until she stopped. doll that Swanilla wound up was our soldier doll. Once our soldier dolls were wound up, and they began to march through the workshop. Our soldier dolls also know how to salute as they marched through the workshop. Very good soldier. Our soldier dolls marched slower and slower until they stopped. Now, while the dolls were here, our dolls all of a sudden become Swanilla, and they noticed a closet over in the corner. They pointed to it, and they ran to the little blue dots, and they stayed there and they looked. Now, Swanilda opens up the curtain to the closet, and what does she do? Who does she find inside the closet? Copelia. But all of a sudden, they hear Dr. Copelia's coming back. Do they hear him? Yes. So they decide to run inside the closet, and they quickly change into Copelia's and other doll costumes. So dancers, go get on your Copelia or your boy costumes. This costume change takes a tad longer than some of the others. And once you're ready, go back behind the door. We get skirts. Oh, Blake, do you have your red dots? Get your red dots. The girls get their skirts and their bows. Very good. I like the way that you're going over there as soon as you get ready. I guess one's got something. Oh, thank you. I didn't see that. Now, Dr. Copelius, as he walks in, from his walk, he has missed his favorite dolls. So he goes to the closet, he opens the closet door, and he pulls his favorite dolls out into the center of the workshop. They sit crisscross applesauce in self-space. They find an angular shape. So all of a sudden, as Dr. Copelius was admiring his favorite doll, the strangest thing happened. An arm moved. Her head moved. And eyes blinked. A foot straightened. The dolls stood up. And the dolls began to dance around the workshop. The dolls did any kind of dance they wanted to do. The dancers twirled, they leaped, they made angular shapes. The dancers were just dancing. But all of a sudden, the dancers stopped. They stomped their foot, and they said, I can't do this anymore. Dr. Copelius, I'm sorry. I'm not Copelia, but I'm who? Swanilla. Dr. Copelius was really confused by this, but they all apologized and they all went home. So go and get your bell and stand by your box. Yes. Go get your bell. Wait, stand by your bell. Blake, stand up here by your box. In line. Remember, you're going to follow like a train. Now it was the afternoon and the celebration had begun because the bell had arrived. The city, the village was celebrating. And they all joined in the circle, and they held their bells way up high. They were so proud and excited. And they opened big and made another big circle, and they twirled around. Now you can dance with a buddy as you celebrate the arrival of the bell. Or you can dance by yourself. The dancers are all gentle though. And that is the end of this part of it. Dancers, we all go under the bar and behind. Why don't you put your bells on the floor? And we're going to do, we just kind of call it a goodbye dance, but each one's going to come through and we can applaud for them as I call each one through, and they're going to sit down right here. Hey, can we push that back so we don't hit it? Thank you. Lightly and Mariana are going to come one at a time, okay?
I want you to partners. Me too.
Our first dancer is Caitlin. And next one is Mariana. Next dancer is Bethany. And next one is Eric. Next one is Ariel. And next one is Juliet. And next one is Aspen. Dancer is Hillary. Our next dancer is Drew. And number one, Madison. And another Madison again. And Miss Taylor. We didn't do this.
Everybody make a straight shape. You're standing very tall. And lift your arms way up high. And I say thank you very much. I have dancers before you go. I want you to come over to me. I have something to give you to thank you. So parents, make sure that they gather all their stuff. If you have any questions, Sarah's here. I can answer some questions, but